It's cold. Okay. Hello, all of you. I will open by saying that I am a Jew, one who is deeply opposed to the occupation, who has traveled in the West Bank and seen the devastation. But that trip was years ago. It's much worse now. In these times of bitter struggle, it's important that we stand together, calling for an end to the violence, an end to the killings. In these hard, unyielding times, ceasefire has become a dirty phrase. The long-standing U.S. policy to protect Israel unconditionally still stands, and Canada stands with the U.S. regardless of Israel's genocidal goal. Windy. The Israeli government and Hamas are perfect mirrors. Each wants total control over all the West Bank. And Gaza, oh thank you, and to rid the land of those in their way. We need a permanent ceasefire now. As a Jew, I say, not in my name. What is being done to Palestinians in the name of protecting Israel has been named genocidal. That is not to let Hamas off the hook. Neither side seems to care about the deaths. There is an old saying, an eye for an eye, and the world goes blind. The world is going blind. Islamophobia and anti-Semitism cannot be tolerated. I'd like to add that criticism of Israeli policy is not anti-Semitism any more than criticism of Justin Trudeau's policies is anti-Canadian. In an open society, such comment is part of democratic discourse. It is our moral responsibility. As Canadians, we need to get louder. We need to demand that Mr. Trudeau call for a permanent ceasefire. We cannot allow the U.S. to force Canadians into silence while the brutality goes on and the grief keeps growing. I grew up with the teaching, you shall not oppress the stranger. When strangers reside among you, you shall not wrong them. Our leaders are anything but leaders, so we must be the leaders. I ask you to write or call our heads of state and tell them, enough is enough. Stop now. This war is grief upon grief upon grief. Our government is missing in action, but we are not without power. It is up to us to urge our government to call for a permanent halt and to stop the killing. It is our job as citizens and our mandate to act. I ask each of you to call on our leaders, Prime Minister Trudeau and Mr. Singh. Tell them it's time to stop. Canada has stood alone before. We are not powerless servants. Yes to immediate and permanent ceasefire now. And I say again, not in my name. Shalom.